What's up, traders? What's up, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. Are y'all tired of seeing traders simply post charts like this, stating an entry and then posting their profits day in and day out, and you can't seem to find this? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to set up a scan, and we're actually going to break down this strategy right here for you guys very simply. And it's going to be super quick, all right, super simple to understand, and it's very beginner friendly. And even if you're not a beginner and you're more intermediate or experienced, sometimes the best thing to do is keep it simple and go with what works. So we're going to go with what works in today's video and break it down. Be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel for more. All right, we're going to show you guys how to set up your scanner in ThinkOrSwim, so that way you get a small list of stocks, right? This is only 22 stocks, so we're not giving you guys a scan that's going to show you hundreds or thousands of stocks to filter through. This is going to be, a nice small list of stocks that you can go through and set up. And we're going to cover the gap and go strategy, right? So you're going to scan for stocks that are gapping up. In this case, you're going to chart the pre-market highs. Then you're going to wait for a retest of the pre-market high at support, and you want to enter in at the retest of the pre-market high. And then from there, you can set your own profit goals based on your personal preference. Okay. So, really easy, simple to follow, and we're going to break it down in today's video. As always, though, the content provided on this channel is for informational and educational purposes only. So please be sure to read through the full disclaimer, and we're going to head on over to the ThinkOrSwim platform now. Now, this is the scan tab, okay? And this is, just the blank right here. This is what it looks like when it's blank. Now, ThinkOrSwim actually has a gap, pattern up here and scanner up here, but we're going to improve it with one small improvement that's really going to be a game changer. So what you want to do is click over here, right? You see these sets of 3 arrows right here. We're going to go ahead and click on this and go to load scan query, and we'll go to the top. We'll go to, where is it? Public. Okay. Then you go to gap up. In this case, we're looking for stocks gapping up. Right. And if we were to come in here and hit scan, we'll see that it gives us 522 stocks. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have time to go through 522 stocks, right? That's way too many. So by simply going right over here, right, and where we're going to go to is where it says scan in and then all stocks, we're actually going to switch that. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to click on this, and what we want is all NYSE stocks. This is NYCE, that stands for New York Stock Exchange stocks. And we click on this, and then we hit scan, and we see it filters the list down greatly, right? And so if we take a look at BAK, that was the example in the presentation in the beginning of the video, and we go to our charts here and we type in BAK. Okay, you can see here, what do we have? Well, we come in here, and I like to use the 5-minute chart for day trading, right? To keep things simple, this is a day trading scan video, and we're looking for stocks showing gap up momentum, and then we want to day trade that momentum to the upside. Okay. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to zoom in this gray shaded area that you see on your chart right now. Okay, especially if you're using ThinkOrSwim or whatever platform, oftentimes they have it in a different area. This is your pre-market. So when we say chart your pre-market high, right, what we're going to do is we'll go ahead and erase this real quick, is you're going to right click on this dollar sign right here. This is your price level, and you come in here and you go ahead and draw and double click there, and this is going to be your pre-market high. So we're going to ignore the first few minutes of the market open. I know it's very tempting to trade, but oftentimes the first 30 minutes to even an hour sometimes can be setups by market makers, right? What they love to do is they love to make a living, taking retail traders' money. So they'll trick people oftentimes. So what you want to do, remember, we talked about the steps. First, you want to chart your pre-market high. Then you want to wait for a retest of your pre-market high. So you can see here that we retested that pre-market high, and we did dip below. But if you are familiar with candlesticks, okay, a red candlestick, this is the open and this is the close. And these top lines right here, these are what's known as wicks. And so this means that price did dip below, but it actually ended up closing right at our pre-market high. And what do we see with the next candlestick? Well, this is actually a bullish engulfing candlestick right here, this green one. Anyways, with the strategy, once we see that our candlestick opens here, right, then what we're going to do is we're going to head and take an entry, right? We see that we actually closed at our pre-market high. So this is a very textbook, breakout retest. Okay, so we came back and retested that level. We closed at that level, which is very important. And then now we can look to capture the momentum to the upside, right? And what you can do is you can set a stop loss below this wick right here, just in case, it happens to run back down below and then go back up. This is a good way to form some type of risk management. But honestly, you can set a stop loss wherever your personal preference is, right? You can go off of a previous day's level and you can set a stop loss down here. It just depends on your own personal preference. And if we were to zoom out, you can see that after this entry of the breakout and retest, right? What did we do? We gapped up and we goed, right? We gap and go worked, and we rallied throughout the entire day, ultimately rallying up 4.99% from that original entry. Now, this is 5% in one single day, guys. That's a single day trade. If you're able to replicate this, right? And let's say you do this 10 times, 10 times a 5% profit is actually 50% profit. Okay. And there's 5 trading days in each single week. So if you're able to do this day in and day out, it's very possible that you could get up to 50% a month, just off of doing this strategy every single day. And that's only 2 weeks out of the month. If you were to do it in 4 weeks out of the month, then, in a perfect world scenario, you could actually be making 100% profits, over the entire course of the month. Now, we're realistic on this channel. We're not going to make every single trade. We're not going to win every single trade. So we're not going to set our goals of, setting 100% gains every single month. But using this strategy, it may not be as difficult as you think, right? If we actually go back to our scan tab and we go to ticker symbol PW, right, which actually rallied up 55% today, and we were to use the same strategy, right? So we're going to come in here and we're on the 5-minute chart. And what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in here, right click, hit our price level button. Okay. And we're going to come in here and we're going to chart our pre-market highs. This is our pre-market highs right here. And now we want to see, can we get a breakout retest of that level and push up higher? Right. And so what do you see here? Okay, team. Well, what we see is, we do, end up breaking out past that pre-market high. We come down and we close below, but look at where the next candlestick appears, right? It actually appears right at our major support level. And then we come back here at our major support level again. So now we're seeing 2 candlesticks opening at our major support level of the pre-market highs, and we feel comfortable to put in an entry, right? And if we were to zoom out and take a look where your profits could have went today, right? If you got in on the break and retest of that entry, okay, and we say right here all the way up to here, this was a 48% rally. Okay, 48% in a single day off one single trade. Now, again, we're realistic on this channel. So are you a perfect trader? Are you going to be able to perfectly time the bottom, the exact moment it's at the bottom in breaks and retests? Or also, are you going to be able to sell at the exact high? The odds of that are, very, very slim. So realistically, let's look at some of the highs we experienced. Well, initially it rallied up 24%, right? And we talked about, setting your profit goals, based on your own personal preference. And so what I like to do oftentimes when a play of mine is in profit, I like to set something known as a trailing stop loss. So that way, as the play progresses and goes higher in profit, my stop loss is actually going to trail behind it. So let's say you're up 5% in profit and you have a 2% trailing stop loss on. Well, if that play runs up to 7% and then drops 2%, you're going to get stopped out at that 5% original profit goal that you had, right? And if it rallies up 20% and you have that 2% trailing stop loss on, you're going to get stopped out at 18%. That's just something that I personally like to use with a lot of my winning plays. Initially when you enter a play, you can set a hard stop loss, and then you can cancel that order. And once you have hit your profit goals, you can set a trailing stop loss. So that way, you don't give up all of the room to the upside while also being secure and making sure that you secure the bag and secure at least some profits. You may not secure the most profits, that you could have secured. But at least with this strategy, you still come out profitable at the end of the day once you set that trailing stop loss, after you're already in profit and have hit your profit goal. So just a quick video for you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I do want to mention, if you're new to the channel, I actually have a completely free newsletter giving out free trade ideas and free trade setups every single week. Okay. It's called Investment Intelligence. And not only are you going to get, trade ideas and trade setups, but as the name suggests, there's also really good investment intelligence in here. So if you're a beginner, if you're experienced, if you're intermediate, you're actually going to learn something from this newsletter. Okay. I've been studying markets for a very long time, and I go into things that, other people may not go into, right? Whether it's inverted yield curves, whether it's some of the metrics that I use to measure the market internals, such as the 4 pillars. These are things that really you're not going to hear about on YouTube. These are things that institutions, hedge funds, these are things that they like to keep a secret and keep to themselves and not really exposed to the market. So there's a link in the description again, and also in the comment section down below. If you want to support the channel and also get some free investment intelligence and also free trade ideas and free trade setups, then I highly recommend subscribing to that newsletter. Also subscribing to the channel, as I have a whole playlist of different scans that I like to use, and many strategies and tutorial videos for beginners, as well as a free trading course. There's a playlist called the free trading course, and it's from an A to Z format, right? So the beginning of the playlist is going to take you where the things that you want to learn first as a beginner, and then the end of the playlist is really going to be combining a lot of the things that we learned in the beginning, right? So it goes from individual chart patterns, individual candlestick patterns, indicators, different things like that, and then combining all of those together so that way you can be the best trader you can be.